This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening. Thank you for taking my usual responsibility. Okay, welcome to the next episode of 10 for 10, a podcast wherein one of us usually does a top 10 list on something to present to the other for comments,
but
jokes,
Jess
questions,
doesn't like
all
to
that
follow
stuff.
The rules.
I am one of your hosts, Dan. You've heard Jess.
I'm Jess.
This week's episodes are two mini episodes. You may have already listened to our first episode this week on Avengers Endgame, the top 5 moments. This is the second part to that, which is the top 5 moments in the latest episode of Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night.
Wow, honestly, I actually didn't know what the episode was called.
Oh, well, there you go.
I just kept saying, The Battle of Winterfell.
Full spoilers for the entirety of Game of Thrones up to this point, but none for Avengers Endgame. So if you haven't seen that yet, we'll have no specific references to that. We'll talk maybe about how we feel about it if it comes up, but we'll make sure to be spoiler free. So if you have not watched the latest episode of Game of Thrones, but you have watched Endgame, go listen to that episode. Go watch Game of Thrones and come back. Do it however you want to do. Yeah. So Jess is going to be taking it from here.
I'll continue.
I'm a little sick this week, so I might not be talking as much. And when I do, my voice might sound a little different. So
here's the deal, guys. I'm not doing favorite characters from the week. I'm not doing favorite deaths. I'm just doing my favorite moments that had me feeling either emotional or fuck yeah, like I did with Endgame.
I wonder what your number 1 is going to be.
You don't even fucking know. It's the beginning when Sam is like all like nervous, because I feel that.
Okay. Well, do you want to do a quick synopsis of the episode? Because, I mean, with Endgame, it's really freaking long. Would you like
to do the synopsis? You're better at those than me.
Okay. Well, it's finally here.
Just don't give details.
Army of the dead have arrived at Winterfell, but the humans, have brought their best defenses that they could. The Dothraki are there.
The
Unsullied are there. All of the warriors of the north, east, west.
Who are still alive.
Actually, no, not the east. I think the west, whatever. The Vale are there. Basically all the named characters, save for Cersei and the Mountain and Qyburn, are there. And Yara Greyjoy. And Euron. But everyone else is there.
Oh, fuck, you just made me remember something. Okay, never mind.
It's gonna start. The Dothraki get frickin' taken out immediately.
I said don't give, like, details.
Well, I'm just giving...
Detail, because what if one of them is mine?
A lot of people are locked in the crypt.
There's a huge battle. You don't know who will live or die. It's very close calls.
But the episode ends...
in victory.
Yes, the Night King is vanquished, and all of the whites kind of fall...
All is well for 5 minutes, and now they have to fight.
All the whites kind of fall over like the battle droids at the end of Phantom Menace.
All right.
Star Wars.
So, I'm just doing my top 5 moments.
A lot of people are dead. Well, but not a lot.
Okay. Anyway.
I personally, let's do initial reactions. What'd you think of the episode?
Well, I was standing on the couch at one point, so I think it was a good one. A lot of people have had mixed feelings, and I understand. I thought a lot more people would die.
I was honestly a little disappointed. I thought it could have been a really...
Tally.
I think it could have been a lot more effective if they'd kind of bit the bullet. I felt it was a little bit...
That makes me nervous for the rest of the season.
It makes me
that
not
they're either
nervous...
going to keep a lot of people alive, which, yes, obviously I'll be happy, but I'll also be kind of like... What was the point
it's
of the
against
rest
the
of the
spirit of the show,
yeah. Or they're going to kill a lot more than we expected.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there were some really good parts. There were some really stupid parts. I think the battle tactics of it were really dumb. I think everyone should have learned from the Battle of the Bastards not to meet your enemy out in an open field. You let them come to you.
My eyes are very sensitive, and when screens are dark, I just can't see shit.
No, you are not alone.
No, I know. And so the fact that everyone was complaining, because I know when I complained, like, I can't see the screen.
I genuinely thought there was something wrong with our TV.
So did I. But then everyone was like...
But like the cinematographer said, "Oh, your TVs are set up wrong." No, bitch. I have made sure my TV is at optimal settings for everything.
I just kept not being sure if it was a rando who was killed.
See anything.
Yeah. I just couldn't tell if it was like a rando who was killed or if it was one of the babies.
You can set it during a snowstorm. Just set it during the day, or you can set it at night, just not with a snowstorm, and have it a clear night, like the Battle of Helm's Deep. And
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm just disappointed in this episode, let's just say. My initial reaction. Generally, I would say it's not a good episode.
I think it's a good episode. I just
which is really disappointing because I was really excited for it, and I love Miguel Sapochnik.
It had flaws, but I don't think the whole episode overall was shitty because of these moments.
Okay.
Good segue?
Sure.
Okay. So, my number 5 moment, not because... it was like awesome, amazing or anything. It was just because I feel like everyone wanted it so bad, but everyone thought there's no way that they're gonna do it. Was when the Night King raised the recently dead and the dead from the crypts. So the crypts.
Everyone knew they were gonna do that.
But a lot of people were like, maybe it's too obvious that they would do it. And so some people were like, oh wait, actually, maybe not. And since it didn't happen for a while, people thought that was like gonna kick it off a little bit. Like, it was going to be, surprise, we're not attacking you from the outside, we're attacking you from the inside.
That would have been honestly smarter.
I know.
Of a writing choice, personally.
Well, no, and I think I liked it so much because I was very happy that they actually didn't bring anyone back, because they would have had to, like, everyone who's dead from the Starks is so dead that it would have been pointless to bring the actor back because they would be so rotted that, like, what the fuck is the point? So I was very happy that they didn't do it, that it was just, like, regular
I don't know, I feel like that could have been really effective. But also, apparently, Tyrion and Sansa had a fight scene that was cut.
Ah.
An action sequence.
You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So what, 5 more minutes of not being able to see shit battle outside while there was actual candles inside?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm pissed, because a lot of people were very upset with Sansa, but also, so I understand why she said I don't know how to use it, because honestly, she doesn't know how to fucking fight, but they were just like, I was a little bit annoyed that, like, the few of them, they were just, like, kind of bickering down there, and I was like, guys, we're on the same team in this moment.
Yeah.
Let's not. And there was bickering from both sides, you know?
What? Bickering on the whites?
No.
They were bickering amongst each other?
No, with, like, Sansa, Tyrion, and Missandei.
Oh.
And Varys, even. A little bit. They're just kind of bickering, and I was like, guys, there's, like, bigger things happening. Because the crypts were pretty boring. They were all just sitting there, like, chatting, and then I was kind of, like, excited when something, like, suddenly popped out. I really thought they were gonna fucking kill Gilly, or Little Sam, and I'm really happy that didn't happen, because I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't love Gilly, but I'm happy that they didn't.
I didn't want Little Sam to die, because I want children to die, but...
Gilly would have made sense, but I'm happy that they
Gilly,
didn't.
yeah, I think that would have been...
I don't think she's making it through the series.
Made the episode more effective.
Yeah.
Because everyone that died... It was kind of
nice, because the crypts, it was very boring whenever they cut back to it, and then I was happy something was happening. I was only
genuinely shocked at one death, and I'm sure it's going to come up later, but that was the only one where I was like, oh shit, that... I wasn't expecting that to happen.
There were 6 main deaths.
Yes, it was one of those.
I was expecting literally all of them.
I can say it now, but I think it might come up later, and I'll say it. If it doesn't, then...
Hold on.
Yeah, So your number 5 is Raising the Dead.
I have 2 deaths on here.
Full-on zombies.
3. Yeah. So just like the full-on, like, zombies, like, it wasn't people that they knew. Well, I mean, it was, but also, like...
This episode, actually... I appreciated it more for its spookiness.
Also, it showed kind of what was happening to the people who didn't know how to fight. Like, all they could do was hide.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, maybe you should have left a few people down there who could fight in case they broke through or something. You know what I mean?
Which they almost did.
Yeah. So, I guess I was just kind of like, all right, so they're doing what they gotta do, and also it's bringing... It made me a little bit more scared when that happened.
Spooks.
Yeah.
Like, Arya in the library was really tense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I liked the crypts, because it made it a little bit spookier when that happened.
Yeah.
And also, John was like, when they were raised outside too, he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He was never gonna.
I guess I'm annoyed because I felt he, in particular, was underutilized by being on a dragon the whole time.
But I feel like maybe they'll use him a lot more in the battle.
Yeah, I was like, I felt it really kicked off for him when he actually got on the ground, and I was like, all right, here we go. We can actually have, like, some
He's
solid
a little
action.
scrappy, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that before, but he's a little scrappy. It was cute. Like, when he was trying to get to the Godswood and just kept, like, having to be like, oh, shit. And then he just yells at a fucking dragon.
In Harry Potter.
Yes, the entire music, all of the music and, like, the score for, like, the last, like, 15 minutes, I was like, oh, fuck. I was feeling like I was watching Harry Potter, and it made me very, like, worried.
Yeah.
All right. So, number 4. I really, truly enjoyed the Hound and Beric Dondarrion's team up to go and try to aid Arya.
Yeah, I like Beric Dondarrion. I think he's kind of underrated, or was underrated.
Wait,
R.I.P.
Hold on. So there's 7 deaths? Hold on. 1, 2.
You can say them out loud. We're in spoilers.
Okay, yeah, I guess. So Night King, Jorah, Theon, Lyanna, Beric, Ed. Am I missing someone? Oh, there's 7! And then Melisandre. Melisandre.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think I forgot about Beric, that he died until this moment.
And I guess you can count Viserion again, but...
No, I didn't count that, because he was a bad boy at that one. He was not a good dragon. Not a good boy. But yeah, so I just loved the team up because the Hound was having, like, a moment of PTSD, and he was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. This is not my fucking problem. And then he realized that this girl that he had helped to protect years ago, but also kind of, they have a tough relationship. He was like, she needs my help. I will help her. It was very nice, and it was like... It was just very sweet. And then Beric, I thought, was dead, like, 5 times. I just kept going, this is it. This is the stab that's going to kill him. And it still wasn't. And it was a very nice battle sequence. Like, because it was so confined in, like, the hallways. So it was, I feel like, a lot more tense watching. Because it's like, you can't just run off to, like, the side to get away from it. Like, you're stuck.
It's claustrophobic.
Yes, that's what it was. And it was just great because Arya usually would be, like, at her top, but, like, when she got, like, smacked, like, in the head, it really, like, it threw her off her game, off her balance. Somebody, like, actually made her bleed, and I don't think that's happened to her in a long time.
Yeah.
And so I think she just got scared. Which is okay. Also, real quick, this should be on my list as a number 1 moment when she rolled down the steps of... That was great. You, like, use your surroundings, you know?
Oh, like jumped over them?
Yeah, and just body rolled. But yeah. So I really enjoyed that, because I like the Hound now. I think he's had a very, not necessarily redemption arc, because he still is himself, but, like, he's grown very much from being just, like, Joffrey's protector.
Yeah.
You know? He got to go off and have some quiet time for a little bit. And now he's back in the thick of it. And he's excited to see what Arya has learned. And also, it's just sad. Because now Beric Dondarrion's dead. He fulfilled his purpose.
R.I.P. Beric.
Was he a fave side character for you?
Yeah, he was up there.
Alright. Anywho, next. Excuse me. So, this moment exuded some big dick energy, even though this boy had no dick. Theon.
Oh, his charge?
Yeah. So, well, generally, him fighting with, like, the walkers and him being the last one standing. And I'm not
Walker? The Ironborn?
No, after fighting all of them.
Oh, the whites.
Yeah, sorry, the whites. I'm just so used to saying, like, walkers or whatever. But he was the last one standing in that entire, like, circle of from human to the dead. No pun for Bran there. But Bran, you weren't fighting. So I wasn't trying to be mean when I said he was the last one standing. So So he gave it his all, and it was very nice to see him. He was just fully redeemed in everything that he's done. Bran told him what good man he was, and you could tell that when Bran said that, Theon was like, okay, so I'm gonna die. I better go out trying to help. I think he knew that he wasn't gonna be able to defeat the Night King, but like he was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking try.
And he bought enough time for Arya to show up.
And so it was just very nice, because I think he felt so guilty for doing what he did to Bran and Rickon.
Yeah. But it was nice to see him defending Bran with a bow and arrow again.
Yeah, I forgot that he was like a good archer.
Yeah, and kind of called back to when he pussied out on the ship.
On Yara, yeah.
And jumped off instead of charging. With this one, he charged.
And it kind of reminds you that they are his family, where like he realized that he failed one family member, Yara, by not sticking around. He was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that to another family member.
Yeah. Because
the Starks were his family. Fuck off, Ironborn, except for Yara. Fuck off. Alright, let's see. That charge is beautiful. Though the Night King is like very fast. I noticed in that. I was like, how?
Alfie Allen, I also just think is a really good actor. I think he was really underrated in the show. In
I was so glad when he came back. I didn't want him to die, but I knew.
Yeah.
It was going to. I was just like, I was hoping so badly that he wouldn't die.
His death was the only certainty that I had with this episode going, and I was like, yeah, he's dying. Yeah. As soon as he was
you
like,
thought Brienne was gonna die.
Yeah, would have made some sense. I don't know. It's just heavy plot armor, it seems, at this point, which is kind of annoying.
But yeah, so it was one of like the more emotional deaths, because he's been with us since season 1, and we watched him suffer through the years. We watched him be an asshole through the years. We watched him not even be himself, and then get back to it to save Sansa. Like, it was just beautiful that, you know, it's like his best moments from his entire time on like the show were when he was protecting a Stark. Yeah. And it just shows how much he cares about them and how much he deserves to be, like, remembered as a part of their family. You know what I mean? Okay. Number 2. Another death. BFFs till the end. Jorah saving Dany.
Okay.
Now, in this scene, I will comment, I am very proud of Daenerys because she was scared shitless, has never lifted a sword in her life as far as we know, and she still tried. Like, she really did. I will give her that. She's not my favorite, and sometimes I'm just like, oh, you shut up. But I was like, damn, girl, if you're gonna go out swinging. And Jorah just, like, when he saw Drogon go down, like, he knew Daenerys would need him. Or need help. And so he just immediately left where he was to go help her. And it's just like they have the best connection ever. And he has known her since the first episode, since her wedding. Like, it's just before she was even, like, in pursuit of the throne. Yeah. You know? So I think that was very upsetting. And then Drogon's reaction, everyone was like, oh, he's comforting his mom. But also I was like, I think he's grieving too after Jorah died, because he's known Jorah since he was born too. Like, he's the only other constant, even though Jorah was gone for a little bit. And I think Daenerys is probably really happy that she did not execute him all those years ago. But it was really emotional. It was a great fight sequence, like in the slow-mo and all, because it just showed off what a good fighter Jorah was.
Yeah, and he was using a fucking huge sword. Yeah. But also she was being defended by the sword of the people that she executed, so...
Whose sword did she have?
No, Jorah was using the Tarly family sword.
Oh, well, Sam gave it to him because he thought he deserved it. Because Jon has his families. Yeah. So the Mormonts are living on through Jon's sword right now, because little Lyanna also didn't make it. She's actually not on my top.
She was the death that genuinely shocked me. I wasn't expecting that.
I kind of thought so, because she was so, like, adamant about fighting, and I was like, you know what? I feel like this show likes to do us dirty, and they're just gonna do us dirty again. No, not a single death shocked me. Well, and you know, especially the Red Woman's, because she flat out said, I'm not living to, like, see the morning. She told the truth.
Yeet. And then she...
Was I shocked when she drop dead? No. Was I kind of happy that she was there? Yeah.
Yeah, she was kind of the MVP in a way.
Yeah.
She at least lit up the episode so you could see what was happening.
The fire, and she also kind of like led, like kind of gave like a push in the right direction to those who needed it.
She increased morale.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jorah, it was heartbreaking. I've always loved Jorah. I think he was an amazing character, but the Mormonts are
R.I.P. Sir Friendzone.
Because I don't think any of their warriors might have, if any of their warriors made it, good for them, but I doubt we'll find out, really.
God, the cleanup after that battle is going to be insane.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about that moment? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I also really liked him along the... Yeah, I'm saying that I think the show had really standout moments, and almost all the ones that you've mentioned are those. But I just think more where the episode came, I think this should have been more close to the end of the show, because...
What? Oh, that episode?
We'll finish your list, and then I can go into why.
And then my number one is the shocker of the episode, but now that I look back, I'm totally okay with it. And I agree that she was up there in, like, a group of 3 or 4 that could have done it. Arya killing the Night King.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could have done it, but I don't think that just one person could have done it, you know? I think if, like, Jon were closer and, like, in, like, the right place when the Night King was getting to Bran, then he would have been able to do it. I think... I feel bad because I don't think Daenerys would have been able to do it at all.
Yeah, I think...
Just because she didn't have the right weapon. Jorah could have even done it because he had Valyrian
would have been...
I think Jaime could
have... Jon, Jaime, and Arya. Like, I'm not upset that Arya did it. I mean, I wish Jon was there, maybe fighting the Night King, and they were maybe tag teaming or something.
I think the prophecy of the prince that was promised is just bullshit, and there is no prince that was promised. Yeah, prophecies have been bullshit
in the past. But also, it might not be a reference to the Night King. But I'm saying I think that it happened too early. I still would have been fine if Arya had done it, but if it was in the last episode or the second to last episode...
with a new Night King emerging.
Possibly. Because I just feel like so much of the message of the show has been, to this point... oh, sorry. Okay. My foot was on you. Sorry. Has been that the squabbling among people is pointless when there's such a life-threatening thing coming to kill everybody, and it won't care who you are. And to just solve it so easily just, like, seems like such an easy out. Just so that you can go and focus on the people squabbling again is, like, that's kind of defeats the purpose of the show.
But I also... I agree with that, but I also think it was very nice for it to be, like, everyone would have assumed that it was going to be, like, a big, like a fight sequence with the Night King and whoever was going to kill him. But it was kind of funny to me that it was somebody that he probably never even, like... Yeah. Registered in his, like, mind, like, to be, like... that one could kill me. I think in his mind he was like, my enemies are Bran, the dragon lady, and this bitch with the long hair who keeps fighting me, this asshole guy.
Yeah.
I think that's what was in his mind.
I mean, it's just also, it was
nice for it to be someone who he wouldn't have suspected.
Like, Jon's thing, like, that was his plot.
He needs a new hobby.
Like, I wouldn't have minded if maybe Arya were the one who was built up more for it. And I know that there was some foreshadowing, but I mean, it's literally just been set up that Jon would have... I mean, I just wanted him to have at least one, like, 1v1 with the Night King.
The writer said they've known for 3 or 4 years, but I'm like, they could have... If they've known for that long, they should have dropped more hints.
Yeah, like, they should have made it more... Maybe brought her back earlier.
Like, her training now, like, makes sense, but... And then I did think it was, like, a very nice parallel that the spot where she killed him was the spot where Bran handed her the knife.
Yeah, in the first place,
because he, like, realized, I need to give this to her. But I don't quite know why yet, but I think it's gonna matter.
I don't mind that she did it.
Yeah.
Really? I would have preferred Jon. I think that would have just made more sense. I mean, I guess it's kind of like...
If she doesn't get a fucking song written about her.
If in, like, Lord of the Rings...
the she-wolf.
Frodo got to Mount Doom and then just Aragorn popped up and threw the ring in, I would be like, it makes sense that he did it, but that's not his story. That's not his point. I get it.
I think it was always going to be a Stark, but the one that they kind of were like, guess who it's going to be? And everyone was always like, Jon?
And I'm less annoyed that she did it and more annoyed just the placement of that happening in the show.
I think the episode placement.
Yeah.
Well, now it's just making me really curious for what the fuck is going to happen for the rest of the season. Because I'm like, okay, that's done. What are you going to do now?
But I'm not sure if I said it on the show.
Is it going to get boring?
I did predict, I was like, he's probably going to die at the end.
Yeah.
That's going to be, like, the twist. I just think that while it is a good episode on its own, like, in terms of
the overall
like if it was just like its own thing, but I think that it kind of betrays the rules of Game of Thrones in that.
Which rules?
Yeah, in that one, it's not a traditional fantasy. It's not easy answers. It's not giant Deus Ex Machinas. It's important things, and it's, as I said, it's not the squabbling. It's the life-threatening shit you need to focus on, and also deaths happen, and they happen frequently and realistically. People don't have plot armor, and I felt that while Jon has had some plot armor recently, which kind of makes sense, as you said, he was killed, and so bringing him back would be like, what the fuck?
And I'm glad he's back.
It's like, does Podrick need plot armor? Does Gendry? No, they could have died. Gilly could have died. Brienne could have died. It would have been sad, but it would have made the episode, I think it would have elevated it.
Also, how much you want to bet Gendry's going to be like, marry me?
Oh, he's going in for seconds, though, definitely.
Yeah, I know, that was in the trailer. They were going in
Someone say, what if Gendry was really Azor Ahai and Lightbringer, didn't need to forge it by plunging it into...
Stop.
Wasn't a sword, it was his wee-wee.
Stop.
And he forged it by plunging it into
the
he loves most, and it transferred the powers.
Hell.
It made her into Lightbringer instead.
Stop. Anyway. Why? Oh, do you think she's pregnant?
No, maybe.
That would make sense.
That'd be stupid.
Okay. Anyway, but I loved it, and I loved that the Red Woman kind of was, like, reminding her that all, like, the eyes that she would close, and then when she said in blue eyes, Arya was like, I gotta go. She, like, ran away. And I remember, like, watching the episode when she did that, I was like, where's she going? And then when she popped out, I was, like, sitting on, like, the couch, like, kind of, like, with, like, my feet up, and I just stood straight up. Just straight up. And I didn't even say words. I think I just said, oh! And then when she dropped the knife, I didn't expect her, because, like, oh, she, like, lost, like, her grip. I was literally immediately like, oh, from, like, her fight with Brienne. Because she even knew that trick. And it was just beautiful. And everyone's like, oh, it's like Rey in Star Wars. And I'm like, okay, let's not. Different series, different character.
Well, also, Arya did that move first. That episode came out before The Last Jedi did.
Thank you.
But also in The Last Jedi, it makes no sense,
and if
because
she doesn't get praise, like, get the recognition...
If you watch that scene...
If she doesn't get the recognition in this following episode, like, not even, like, like, when Daenerys is, like, saying, alright, and now we do, like, this, and everyone's cheering... I want them to fucking cheer for Arya.
Yeah.
Not even in, like, oh my god, like, we like her, just, like, in a, like, a thank you.
If you watch The Last Jedi, the guy that she's fighting has two, like, sword things.
Oh my god.
And
I don't give a fuck about, like, The Last Jedi.
Holding her, his arm goes behind her, and then it's been CGI'd out, because otherwise he could just stab her in the back. So they did it for style over substance. Anyway, yes, hopefully Arya
She better get some recognition. At least from, like, her family members. Like, Bran was just staring at her. It wasn't like a good job. Good game. No good emotion. Game. You know?
I mean, I'm also kind of annoyed. I feel like the Night King's kind of like Boba Fett. Like, he looks cool. And he has a lot of, like, rep around him. But, like, in the actual show, he's kind of
I keep
stupid.
Seeing people, like, on, like, Facebook and stuff be like, why would they kill him? Like, we don't even know why he was doing all this. And it was like... Yes, we do. Bran told us in the last episode.
I know, but it's also like that's such a basic reason of just being evil and killing all humans.
But, like,
it's like
that people are like, we didn't even know why he was here, and it's like, yes, we do. They said it. Was it a good reason? No. But were we told? Yes. In fact, we were. And there are, of course, the people who are mad that it was Arya because they're like, she didn't deserve to, or what? Like a little girl did it? Yeah, bitch. But also, she should get a song written about her. About, like, the she-wolf of Winterfell.
Are you gonna write that song?
No, I'm saying, like, in the show, like, you know how there's, like, songs from old...
The Bear and the Maiden Fair?
Jenny of Old Stones, which, by the way, I've been listening to the Florence version. God, it's gorgeous.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of this
Next episode, I want Podrick to like become a priest and officiate
Bodrick.
any wedding between Jaime and Brienne. You know, like Arya and Gendry, Jon and Ghost. By the way, where the fuck did Ghost go? We got to see him for a second?
Maybe he met Nymeria in the woods.
What, you think he fucked off?
Yeah, he just kind of disappeared.
Why, do you think he's like, my dad doesn't pay attention to me anymore, I gotta go bye-bye?
They spent all the budget on dragons, which I guess was cool, but
well, now we're down to 2, so can we get our fucking wolf back?
Maybe that's why he's back. It's because they're only down to 2.
Shit, yeah. Ouch. I was a little worried about Rhaegal.
Yeah.
For
all
like
right.
a second.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode.
Drogon put up a great fight, by the way, guys.
That's your closing. Do you have any closing remarks?
Let's get this bread.
I meant about the show.
About the show. Yes, let's get this bread. There's wheat in the south. Let's get this bread.
Thank you for listening to this episode.
Oh, wait, real quick. Who do you think will be going to the south to fight Cersei?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Not Sansa.
I was going to say, what about Sansa? Because she said she would never go back, but I think she wants to see Cersei die. And do you think we'll get Clegane Bowl?
Hopefully.
If he had died before... I mean, like, I was scared for him for a second.
If he had died, I would have wanted it so that the Night King didn't die, so that he could come back as a white and fight and it would be undead Clegane Bowl. Excuse me.
Also, what was Cersei doing that whole time? Was she just like, I wonder how it's going?
Well, I hate to say it, but Cersei was kind of right. They didn't need her armies. It was a war that was fought in one battle over one night.
But it still could have been
one location.
Nice. It would have been nice.
It's not much of a war.
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
And it took place in one location because they didn't have more people, so they're like, alright, we gotta kinda like, stick together. And Cersei's just a bitch.
Alright,
well. And she's trying to kill both of her brothers. She's apparently pregnant.
For listening to this episode of 10 for 10.
Thanks,
you can
guys.
follow us on Twitter. We're at 10 for 10 pod on there. Like us on Facebook, 10 for 10 podcast. Follow us on Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, and Apple Podcast. If you leave us a nice review, we'll love you. That's a rhyme. And you can email us at 10for10pod@gmail.com. Be sure to come back next week where we'll have a hopefully normal episode, not too many episodes, but we hope you like this format.
Sorry, guys, I don't like to go by the regular rules.
If you liked this format, let us know, and maybe we can do more of these kind of bite-sized, easy-to-process episodes in the future, which kind of also function as reviews for recent things we've seen.
Yeah.
So thanks again for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening.